Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Cornix, and welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game, I play it for a week, and then I'll talk about it. This week's game is Arkanoid for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was released in 1986, and it's a block breaker game. Developed by Taito and published by Taito in the EUs and Romstar in the Americas. And also be spoilers up ahead, just so you know, but first a little backstory. So this week, I just wanted to disconnect from work and play a chill game. I was looking for Lolo 2, but I couldn't find it, so Arkanoid it is. So when you boot up the game, you're prompted to select between 1 or 2 players, and if you wait a bit, you get the backstory of this game. So the mothership Arkanoid was destroyed, and a ship named Vaus scrambles away from it, and it gets trapped in space, warped by something, and that's more or less the story of the game. So this game, like any other arcade game, is about high scores. So you start with 3 extra lives, and if you lose all of them, well, that's game over and you have to start over from the beginning. So the point of the game is breaking these tiles to earn points, and the color of these tiles are red, blue, gray, orange, pink, and green. And you break them by bouncing a little ball on them, just like Breakout. And you do this by launching off a pad, and the ball bounces around the screen, and you try not to get the ball beneath the pad, because that means game over, you lose that round. And believe it or not, this game actually has some loosely based physics in it. So the way the ball hits the pad and the walls and everything, it's all about the momentum. So if you kind of, you can actually aim, that's what I'm trying to say. You can actually aim the ball in a certain direction. It's a little finicky to get into, but once you do, you can do some pretty neat stuff. So a cool thing that I managed to do is if you break like a corner of the tiles, you get the ball on top of the other tiles and it bounces around. That's an amazing feeling, because you just want to get rid of all those tiles. So if you break these blocks, there is a chance they will drop down like a power-up, and this is one of those things where it's a little frustrating, because you want some of these power-ups, but you also want to keep the ball up in the air. And if you want a good power-up, you have to like keep your eye on the ball at the same time as you're trying to grab the power-up, because you have to grab the power-up with your bar. So that's a little thing that is a little finicky. And these power-ups have, well, different ability, I guess, and they drop down. They look like the Dr. Mario pills, if that makes sense. And they have different colors. So one of them is green and is sticky. And then you have a dark blue one, which makes the pad bigger. That's one of my favorites, because then I don't have to focus all that much, just right or wrong, I guess. Then you have another pill that makes the bar smaller. You can pick that up by mistake. And there's another power-up which grants you more balls. And then there's I think it's the orange one, which makes the everything go in slow motion. So yeah, that's it. And also the sticky one, the green one, actually, when the ball hits the pad, it actually sticks to it, so you can kind of move around and aim a bit. It's useful, but the most useful combo is the huge bar and the slow down. When there's like another power up that slows down everything, so then I can actually focus on the game. And I died a lot this week. Let's just say that. Oh yeah, and I forgot about one of the other power ups. It turns the pad into a ship, so you can blast away the tiles, and that's about it. So if you play a bit, eventually some alien looking objects will drop down from the top of the screen, and this can mean a disaster for a play session, because if the ball hits one of those alien objects, it actually goes, just like if you hit a tile, the ball goes backwards and down towards the void or the pad. So once they actually drop down from the tiles, it's pure chaos, because you don't have enough time to actually move the pad at some times, and if the aliens are closer to the pad, that can, as I said, spell disaster. So it's kind of frustrating. I got better at this game throughout the week, but I never managed to clear the first screen. And I looked at other YouTubers and gameplays where it's easy, they just do it in the first try, and I have no idea how they do it, because I'm like super hyper focusing, and yet I miss all the time. So gameplay: use the ship Vaus to destroy the aliens and get as high a score as possible. Control: the D-pad moves the pad around, and the A button launches the ball, and the start button pauses. Graphics: a black background and colorful tiles, and the play area is actually a little bit better looking, I guess. It's a black background with blue patterns on it. Sound and music: Hisayoshi Agura made the music for this game, and it's actually not that much music. The only thing you will hear is the bouncing of the ball on the pad and hitting the bricks. I think there's only like an intro jingle to the game credits or the title of the game. I think that's it. Easter egg, secrets, and glitches. So this game actually had a controller made for it by Taito called, well, the Arkanoid controller, and it's a grey box looking thing with a knob and a couple of buttons. So you actually control the pad with the knob, and it actually has a faster response time if I remember correctly, so that's kind of cool. I watched a YouTuber named Plaster Blaster, and he picked it apart and cleaned it and tested it. And it's kind of cool that some game companies go well and beyond and design something cool like this. I never heard about the Arkanoid controller. I don't think it's used for anything else but this game, but it's kind of a cool little thing, I guess. So in conclusion, I wrote, yes, try it. I gradually became better at the game throughout the week, but I had a very hard time focusing on things. I had to like be super focused on the ball at all times, and it speeds up when you get into the game a bit, and it becomes more frustrating. But I did my best, but I didn't even manage to beat the first screen. And there's a couple of levels, I don't know how many, but that's the only thing. Maybe if I had that cool little Arkanoid controller with better response time, I might have done better, but I'm just saying maybe because, I don't know, I wasn't very good at the game. I'm being honest, at least. So try it. At least it's like one of those cool little games that some people are good at and others aren't. So yeah, try it. Anyway, thanks for listening and or watching, and take care.